All right, good morning and welcome back to the New York session 2 for 25th of March. And let's get started off with the Euro USD on the 4-hour time frame. Now, and as you can see, the price action that we were discussing in the last session, that is the London Times, it was absolutely flat, and we 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 didn't have much to discuss. But now I think what we were expecting in the what we were expecting to happen, as discussed in the Tokyo Sydney overlap, is now unfolding in the New York session. So probably, most probably, we've got a bottom in place now, just around the 780 range, and price action is now picking up on the north side. Let's have a look at the hourly chart, and you can see, uh, of course, we've seen a 40 pips movement on the higher side, but we need to see, technically, we need to see a break above 1.08 3740 highs, right? A 57 high. Once we see a break above the 57 high, it would be technically confirmed that a top is in place and bulls are back in control. Let me just try and do a trend line. We are still within the sell zone of the trend lines. Price action is just testing the trend line. So ideally, okay, we've seen a rally unfolding, but that could be an expanded flat as well, a corrective rally as well, where we have A, B, C, and maybe yet another low is quite possible. We need to see a clear break above this trend line to confirm not only this break above this trend line, but also a break above the previous resistance around the 57 to confirm uh, that bulls are back in control. All right. So euro might just be maybe one more leg away, because if I see the three down and three up, one, two, and then maybe one, two, three, four, and five. The third wave was extended possibly, or we see one, two, three, four. Yes, the third wave was extended, and possibly we are still having a wave four here, and wave five may still print another low. All right, maybe another low, and somewhere in the vicinity of 720 or 730 before prices begin to cut loose on the north side again. So we just need to be, it could be one more low, that's it. Otherwise, I think we are good enough to be or remain on the long side. If you are just joining by any chance, and if you are still sitting on the sidelines, maybe you can initiate partial longs in the euro as we speak, as prices trade around the 820 range, and maybe please give it a room, maybe one more drop or one more decline towards the 725 to complete that entire pattern. I don't think it's still left, but maybe if the third wave is extended, one, two, three, four, and five, if the third wave was extended, yes, there could be one more low. So either we are done, or maybe we are just one more low away before bulls are back in control and they start pushing higher. All right, so that's the story, and the low which is being carved right now is uh, wave four of sub minute degree. All right, and we still have quite a bit of rally to go, quite a bit of room to cover on the north side with the sub minute wave five, and that would be minute wave three, and then minute wave four and five. All right, so we've got quite a bit of room to cover on the north side. So by the time this larger degree 5 wave complete, whether it is minute or minor, we are going to find out soon. But by the time these 5 waves rally complete, we should be comfortably trading above 1.1275. All right, going forward. So that's the story in the euro. I think we can now go and see what the dollar index is doing. Let me just, before doing that, let's have a channeling. Let's try and see how the parallel channel or Elliott channel is looking like. Yesterday we were one more low away. Did you see that? Now that channel has been just tested, and it's been so precisely tested. It looks like we might have just completed what we were looking for, what prices were looking for. But it doesn't really come with so much of precision to me on this Elliott channel, to be very honest. And I don't use it that frequently as well. But this one could be just the wave 4 bottom that we were looking for, and prices are actually pushing almost 40, 50 pips higher. So I think it's good to see that the channel has worked well, and it's bounced right from the channel. That particular small gap which we saw yesterday is being filled right now as we speak. All right, so be prepared, brothers. I mean, the wait could be just over, and corrective waves are just like that. We've been waiting since 11th of March. Today is 25th of March. I mean, just imagine 14 calendar days for a bottom to be in place, and if this is correctly done, we are now heading, or we should be heading, what, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, at least 400, 500 points with the first rally, and then another 500 points possibly to complete the wave structure. So maybe 1,000 points away from here. All right. So that is the story on the euro. Let's move on to the dollar index, please. Now, believe it or not, I'm just adjusting the arrow here to just make some space. And what we are seeing on the screen right now is absolutely thrilling. From where we were last session, absolutely flat with only 2 points in movement, and right now as we speak, we are already 103.86. So we are down about 40 points easily, and I think price action has completed, or completed the wave 4. Let me just push it higher. All right, that's the wave 4 of a sub minute degree, and let's do the channeling as well. All right, it's moved a bit higher on the channel on the north side, not exactly like euro, which has just managed to test the channel. But you know what? To begin with the price action, I mean the 23% has been tested. I'm not saying that the 32% is completely ruled out. You can still go and test around 32% around 1049. I think when once we see a drop below 10370, and so I think we should be good on, we should be our way on it, on the north side, on the south side, sorry. So that, if that is the sub-minute wave 4 in place, I mean we are now looking towards sub-minute wave 5. Possibly we've done the extensions. I think there's no need to adjust, but let me check. Okay, we need to adjust it a bit more on the north side. That's only about 101, 20 points lower, 101.09. So that is the sub-minute wave 5 and 101, and it's not going to stop there, believe it or not. So at least a 300 points decline from here. If you're still sitting on the sidelines, brothers, I mean, you can still go and short the position, and the stop loss would go around 106.8090, or maybe you can place it at 107. Please don't worry about the risk reward ratio for now. We will change it going forward once prices drop below that low, and we will reduce the risk as well. But tell you what, it's not going to stop anywhere closer to 1.101. We are going much lower towards 97, possibly 90, 95, and I think 95 should be a good one to settle around. All right. So that's the story right now as we move into the New York session two, and you see that while the London session was absolutely flat, I was talking about a potential maybe a fundamental event or news which the market was waiting for, and as we speak, it might have come already around 8:30 a.m. Eastern, an hour back, and we are now seeing prices cutting loose on the south side for the dollar index, and on the north side for the euro. All right, so that's the story in the dollar index. Let's move on to pound. All right, pound is not so aggressive this time. It is still taking its own time on to unfold, but possibly a bottom could be in place. We are above the 29 handle quite comfortably now. We are trading around 59.60 from 29.20. Not a significant move though, but it could be the beginning of a move towards a minute wave 3 around the 3200 mark, or possibly 3400 mark going forward. I tell you what, even if it drops to 2800, I mean, it's not going to be that significant a move. It is a good place to enter for the longs, but please keep some space if you have already bought, I mean, or if you have not bought yet. Maybe partial now and partial around the 2800 handle, and we are good to remain on the long side. Ideally, the stop loss is going to go at 1.25 handle. Unfortunately, I mean, we can also place it at the 3rd of March low around, but it's not much far away. I mean, the wave one and the 3rd of March low, they're not more far away. It's good to remain around the first wave, technically correct, uh, around the 2500 mark. So the risk could be of 400 points, but the reward is not at 32. The reward could be 1.34. Actually, it's going to go above 1.34 by the time the 5 wave rally completes. And and tell you what, it's not going to produce a meaningful or a significant pullback until the wave is wanting to complete itself. All right. So please don't worry on the risk reward ratio for now. It's good to remain on the long side. That is more important. All right. Let's see what the yellow metal has done. All right, we've got to go on an hourly chart, but before that, just a compressed view of the 4 hours. Primarily, I mean, it's heading north. It goes without saying that primarily it's heading north, and the primary target is minor wave 5 towards yeah, it's minor wave 5 towards 30, 3100, 3200. 3150, and I think 3150 would be a nice one. At least 3150. It could always extend towards 3250 as well. But primarily we are in an uptrend within the minor wave 5. The only thing now is when corrective waves have been always tricky, whether you want to remain on the short side or you want to flip the trades from here, it is absolutely your choice. We have already exited shorts last Friday itself. But tell you what, if you are inclined to remain short, I mean, you've got to be very cautious in placing a stop loss. Uh, any lethargy in placing a stop around 30 60 is going to cost us. All right. So if you are holding or wanting to hold short positions, please remain on the short side with a stop tightly placed at 30 60. This particular rally, I mean, this particular wave, three up and then maybe five down, and that is still looking overlapping sideways. So it's not very clear if the price action would go and print a new high from here, or if it's a bottom already formed. But tell you what, if you're remaining on the short side, please have your stop loss very tight at 3060. And I would like to remain on the sidelines for now, personally, and would like to watch out for price falling towards 2990. A drop towards 2990 would really enforce or enable wave 4 termination at the 38.2%. Also, the channel, not it won't be exactly tested actually. The angle is now past a bit, but you know what? This sideways activity needs to confirm a break above 33 or a low around 2990. So it's always going to be tricky to trade corrective waves here. All right, it could be last time when we were here, we were talking about a WXY XZ. It's still possible. I mean, you have a W. I mean, that is a three-wave decline. So it's a Y wave, WXY, and then is it a complex corrective structure? Another X wave, and we are going to see three waves lower. And the other option is that I can see a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 could be a leading diagonal as well. All sorts of options are open. Being short is a slightly risky with the underlying trend being up, but if you want to, please have the stop loss tightly at 3060, point number 1, and target at 2990, not less than that. Point number 2, if you want to play safe, you can sit on the sidelines for now. Have your limit orders in place around the 2990 mark, and go long there with the stop loss around 2930. If 2930 remains intact, that means gold is, and I think the yellow metal is not wanting to decline further below that 2990 mark. That could be the last one. All right. So more inclined towards the bullish reversal or potential bullish reversal. More inclined towards that right now. All right. So that is the story as we move into the New York session 2 for gold. Let's have a quick look at the BTC and the dollar index. I think we might be okay. We're still away from placing a limit order. We still want to see prices rally through at least 91, which was possibly the triangle termination point. So we want to see price action push at least through the 91 and possibly through the 94 region where the triangle started already. So I would be more inclined towards 94. and 91 both. Okay, so we still have what, 7,000 points, 7,000 points to be covered on the north side before we can re-enter on the short side, brothers. All right, so that's the story. And if you're aggressively long, then it's okay to be long aggressively, but you need to have a stop loss policy very tight. Your stop loss should be, it can be pushed below that 81 mark. Right now, you can place it around the 81, or maybe you can stay around 80, and or you can be at break even, but don't be without a stop. It's a break even could be a good strategy if you just manage to buy it at 80,000 or 81,000. You can put it at break even and let it run through the 90s and 95s. We would be inclined to sell from there. Watch out for the portal signal around that price, and then we would be wanting to carry it all the way below the 76 mark, possibly towards 70,000, or maybe around I mean 50,000, 58,000. All right, but that is what is the next. I think the next support is now coming. You can see the next support is coming at around 51,000. So if we take an extension of the impulsive drop, then 57 is where the next target is coming across. All right. So that is the story in Bitcoin. We will still be in a waiting mode, and I think the Dow Jones is also in a wait mode, maybe a 500 points still, 43,200, or 43,300. That's a 61.8%. So we still have to wait for a few hundred points until prices manage to rally all the way towards 43,200 before we can initiate shorts over there. All right. So just a bit more wait. Actually, I would be more inclined, maybe in the next session, maybe Tokyo Sydney overlap. We can because we're 1,000 points away. We can initiate a partial short here and remaining around 43,000. I mean, you can see the RSI is already reaching the 60 zone, 70 zone. So it would not be a bad idea to go and sell. All right, but the optimized level would be 43,200. All right. Please watch out for the portal signal for dollar index short positions. Maybe if not in this session, by the next session of the new Tokyo Sydney overlap. All right. So to summarize, Euro USD, we are firmly on the long side, dollar index firmly on the south side, GBP USD firmly on the long side, gold always a bit dicey, a bit risky on the short side with a potential target of 29.90, but then we've got to flip on the north side. Maybe we've got to flip it earlier as well if the bottom is in place, and the potential target would then go towards 3,100. All right. And Bitcoin and Dow Jones, we are still waiting on for their potential wave 2 to complete before we can go and sell that. All right, so that is the story as we move into the New York session. And let's bring it a pause here, and we'll be back now in a few hours to continue from where we left during the Tokyo Sydney overlap. All right, until that time, once again, thank you for tuning in, and please do take care and God bless. Goodbye.